was like, I know. Man, I was about to sit my ass home.
All right, guys, welcome back to the SOS podcast, where we have a new guest every single week. We sit down, get to know them a little bit more. I am Joe Grushka here with Monte Grissom, and we are here today with Armond Upshaw. Armond, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Armond Upshaw. Play with the Washington Nats in the minor leagues right now. I'm trying to get to the big leagues. And I'm here with my boys, Joe and Monte.
Let's talk a little bit about your life growing up, all the way to high school.
Like growing up, like I could always throw hard, run fast. I could hit, like bat the ball skills or whatever. But then like you get to high school and like I'm coming from playing football, I'm coming from playing basketball. Like I ain't picked up a baseball until I get to baseball, like 9th grade year. And so I get on the mound, I'm like pitching, and Coach Ham's just like, oh man, we got something, man. You just gotta learn how to throw a changeup. And I was like, I don't throw changeups, man.
Trying to blow it by.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you throw changeups? I was like, well, when I was a kid, man, this kid hit my changeup on the top of a building one time, and I ain't thrown one since. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, we're gonna work on that. And I was like, all right. And granted, I probably threw like 4 or 5 changeups in high school, but.
So in high school, you were a pitcher?
Yeah, pitcher first.
Were you PO?
Nah, pitcher DH.
Pitcher and DH.
Well, 11th grade year, I played outfield mostly and pitched every once in a while, and then senior year was me and Blake, 1 and 2 usually. I would pitch and DH. It was honestly, that's the best gig, man. Yeah. Like Ohtani's living the life.
Oh, definitely, right?
Bro, you just pitch and then like, hey,
that's the best of both worlds.
I just want to hit, dude.
Bombs.
Yeah, man, it's great, bro.
It's
a great gig, man. You ain't gotta worry about much. You ain't gotta worry about fucking up in the outfield.
Right.
Like, oh man, I get 1 start a week. Bam, then I'm just whacking balls, whacking.
High school, they threw my blackouts in the outfield.
Bro, it's.
I was an infielder my whole life. I got to high school, we the fast one on the team, going to outfield.
That's how it is, man.
I'm not good in the outfield. My dad played outfield, I didn't play outfield. So
outfield's harder than people think too, man, sometimes.
Dude,
like,
it's so hard.
Especially trying to like judge a ball.
Yeah, bro.
You never been out there. I mean, granted, you have, BP where you got the shack.
Yeah.
But like, transitioning from infield to outfield, I mean, it's not hard. It's harder to probably transfer from the infield or outfield to infield.
Yeah, for sure.
But like growing up, when you're playing, you're taking ground balls, thousands a day, and then they're like, "Hey, man,
go to the outfield,
you're the fastest one on the team. Go play outfield." I'm like, man, I can't do this.
This is my problem with the outfield. Okay, going from being a catcher to the outfield, you're in every single play.
Oh yeah,
you gotta have.
That's the focus.
You can't. There's no room to be like, thinking about something else in the middle of the game. Right. You got to be paying attention to the pitcher, the on-deck guy, the guy at the plate, the guys on base, the number of outs, the inning, everything. Yeah. And then you get to the outfield, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, dude, like I'm thinking about what I'm having for dinner that night.
You don't
better not
like you literally just like playing off reaction, like, oh
and
blah
it's
blah blah, and then oh shit, there's ball. Fuck, let me go get it.
Not to mention I run on my fucking heels.
Yeah, man. Then the ball just boom. Yeah, man. Honestly, I didn't even know until I probably got the JUCO, man. I didn't know where the fucking infield was supposed to go. Like cutoffs?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing the ball to whoever has their fucking hands up.
Yeah, I got you.
Because like, you're in the outfield, man, you're just like, whatever. Well, I take it back. In high school I learned because I played first base a little bit when I was.
You kind of got the cuts.
Yeah, so I had to do the cuts and relays.
But like, you have to teach at a young age.
Like,
When do y'all start teaching that?
Cuts and relays?
I mean, were you like knowing where the infielders are going to be as an outfielder?
As early as possible.
Yeah, you should as early as
possible. Started like 10.
Yeah, like 9, 10.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of baseball. I mean, you see it today still in
baseball. It really is.
Who are like, you see the outfielders move or the infielders move, and like, so it used to be like, as an infielder, like, when I had to learn when I was in the outfield, it was like, wherever the infield shift, I would kind of shift with it. Because, in high school, guys are not that good to pay attention where they hit the ball every time. But, like, as an infielder, like, now you're looking back and you're like, your outfielder's, like, nowhere to be found. You're
nowhere.
Like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And, like, you realize, like, they don't teach that shit at all until, you get to the big
And then 13, even, like, 14. Different organizations teach different ways. Like, you might have a double cut here, but you won't have a double cut there. Or, like, you get a ball in a triangle, so this guy might cut it off, and this guy might be at the bag and whatnot. So, like, you just gotta, like, I guess you gotta pay attention. Like, I just never, because in the outfield, I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna get the ball, I'm damage control, get the ball, get it in. Whoever has their hands, I'm gonna hit the first guy right in the chest, don't matter. And I know my job is done. But, like, it took me a while to, like, sit there and think, like, all right, this guy's gonna be here, this guy's gonna be here, blah, blah, blah. And you just don't pay attention most of the time, so.
That's crazy. I was talking to Austin Graybeck. He was an outfielder for, you know Austin, right?
Yeah.
Outfielder, center fielder for Oregon.
Gold Glove winner.
Gold Glove winner. He's a little stud. He's a little
college?
short,
Yeah,
skinny
Gold
kid,
Glove
dude.
winner.
He is a beast, man. Laser arms, so quick.
Cold. We'll
Dude,
come
yeah,
out.
it's
We'll
unreal.
come out in 20-degree weather and say, let me throw a 98 real quick,
Yeah, like,
and
what
just
is that?
foo.
Like, what is that?
I was like,
I know that.
oh man.
Well, I did see
Bazooka.
him do his little arm lay back with the dumbbell.
Oh, it's nuts.
Arms like
Dog, it is.
He's like a rubber band.
Yeah,
It's
I'm talking
impressive,
to him,
man.
and he's telling me things in the outfield. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, in this situation with this amount of outs, and you got a guy on this base, like, you know, I'm gonna run through the ball, and I'm gonna, you know, come up looking to throw to this bat.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's every position, you know, like, well, what did you play in college, Monte?
I played second.
You played second. I played a little second, and I caught, right? Tiny bit of outfield. I played second. Yeah.
I know that.
But like you look at a first baseman, right? I don't know nothing about first base. Like they got jobs to do that you just wouldn't even think about because like I haven't had any training over there.
Yeah, you don't know because you don't go over there.
Right. But there's like it's cool to talk to different players at different positions just to see what their mindset is. And yeah, there's always something to learn.
Right.
Always something to learn.
That's what I did in practice. I paid attention more in practice to every other position so I could learn that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of the sheer fact that I wanted to know everything that was going on in the game. You know, where the first baseman had to be, where the third baseman had to be, where I had to be. Because I knew where I had to be, you know, every time. But, you know, that one cut from down the line, you know, where I got to be. I'm the, probably third cut at second, or at shortstop on the third cut.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Wait. You said from the left field line?
From left field?
You would be
No, I'm the second cut at second base.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm the second cut.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like the whole Derek Jeter play where he was like the last
Like just
cut,
instincts
you know what I'm
just
saying?
like take over.
That's
Yeah.
instincts. That's like knowing where you got to be in certain situations. But that comes more from like watching the first baseman do what he has to do, or watching the third baseman, watching the outfield, watching the catcher. Like that's stuff that you build as you play every day. That's another thing like that we could get better at is like playing more instead of practicing things, like play those game situations.
Definitely, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing better than like a fungo scrimmage,
Right.
Right, having a game like situation.
Because you learn a little bit more every single time you do that.
Yes.
Instead of you just going through the motion like, oh, you got to be here, you got to be here. Like, no, learn at game speed.
Yeah.
Some days, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Maybe like once or twice a week, or you
I
do
agree.
that. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody should learn each position.
Yeah.
Unless you're left-handed, you know.
See, that was my problem, man. I was like, I'm in the outfield. Like I can't play short, second,
That's your
third.
first
Like
outfield. It's like
so I don't need to learn any of this. That's why I was like, I never paid attention to it. So I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna know what I need to
ball
do.
in.
Get the ball in.
Get the ball in.
Whoever has their hands up, hit him in the chest.